Yeah, good day, everybody. It was amazing blue and white white clouds today, blue sky. It's Saturday. Everything really slows down on Saturday. Notice even that when I wake up early in the morning, there's less car noise on the main road. From Monday to Friday, pretty much have this constant stream of noise. It's nice noise, but it's there. It's not fully quiet. But then on Saturday morning, there's usually no noise. And every once in a while you'll have a noise of a car go by. But interestingly enough, when it's just one, it kind of sounds like the Empire's planes on Star Wars. Like those, not Death Destroyers, but, the smaller ones. Yesterday I was talking about doing things that you love to do. One of my favorite things to do is just look at the sky, look out my window, the white clouds, and the blue, and the trees. I was thinking a few years ago that I hope that blue never goes away. It's so beautiful. That color blue. I was in a Chinese airport 16, 17 months ago. And when I landed in the airport, it was still dark out, still very early in the morning. And then the sun came up, and I looked out these huge windows in the airport. You know how airports have just enormous windows. And it was in China. I forgot what major city in China. But I looked out the window, and it was just brown. The sky was brown. Everything was brown, and where there should have been land, about 3 or 4 football fields away, there was no land. It was just brown. It was like mist. There was no land anymore because there was so much pollution and smog. You couldn't see the land. And it wasn't fog. It was pollution. It was brown. You couldn't see the blue sky anymore. There was no blue sky. There was no sky at all. So I filmed it and I put it on Facebook. And they also have, instead of McDonald's, You know how we have apple pies in America here, and the filling in the apple pies at McDonald's is like a green color? Well, they had a kind of an apple pie thing, but instead of green inside, it was purple. It's like purple stuff inside. I don't know what it was. And Starbucks coffee in that airport was uh, for a venti Starbucks coffee. It was $7.50 American, and there was another other coffee shop. I think it was like a Chinese chain, which was very expensive. That was for a cup of coffee this size. It was $17 US for a cup of coffee. Usually when I travel, and all the airports I go throughout the world, Starbucks coffee for a venti, or a 20-ounce venti Starbucks coffee, usually runs about $3, $3.50, $2.75. But in China it was about $7.50. It's pretty wild. So yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to just look out the window, look at the blue sky. It's beautiful. Once your life becomes very simple, once you realize you don't need to do anything to attain happiness, you start to really appreciate everything. Like just the blue sky and the white clouds and the trees. Just walking. You don't really have to do anything. I was talking yesterday about, playing basketball and how I love doing that. It brings me a lot of joy. Anything active brings you a certain amount of joy. I think when people get older and they start to make excuses for their age, and they're like, "Oh, I'm too old to do that. I can't do that. I can't do this. I used to work out, but now I don't want to. I don't have the time, or I'd rather do other things or whatever." Once you stop using your body, whether it's for walking or working out or yoga or stretching or playing baseball or football or basketball or whatever it is, jogging, I feel like you diminish like 33% of your being. Essentially we're 100% of something, and 33% of that is the physical. The other 33% is I don't want to use the word spiritual, I'll just say, the connection to everything. And the other 33% is I think it's connecting with people, because you don't really need to get more and more intelligent. There's really no need for it. As long as you understand that you're connected to everything in the world, and you're connected to people, and you should be there and be kind and loving towards others. There's really no need to continue to gain intelligence, in the history, math, science department, I always found psychology really interesting. for anybody that really wants to pursue a more happy life and, solve depression and not be depressed in their life. Studying psychology is a big help because you start to understand why you behave certain ways, what your triggers might be. Triggers are like things that may upset you that are, from your conditioned past or your psychological past. So psychology is very interesting. I would recommend, anyone that's suffering or depressed right now to brush up on their psychology. Paul Bloom, he's this Yale professor. He's got a bunch of YouTube videos of his lectures on YouTube and Academic Earth, and learn a lot about psychology through Paul Bloom on YouTube or Academic Earth. There's no real need to become more and more and more intelligent. There's really no need to become more and more and more of anything, like getting better at things is interesting. But finding balance is very important. Like even yesterday, I was across the street at the pond and I was playing guitar for about 30 minutes, and I started to realize that I was just going nowhere with it. In the very beginning, I was in very much so the present state. And then towards the end, I was just trying to get better. And then as soon as I was trying to get better, I completely lost interest. I was like, why am I doing this? That's also very important, to be so aware of what you're doing. When you feel like something doesn't feel right, you have to be like, why am I doing this? That's very important too. I was talking to my friend Sunray the other day about how when you're aware of feeling certain things, you should act on them. If you feel like you're in the wrong place or something's wrong or something's off, you should always listen to that and then take action to change. If you feel like something's wrong, or if you're around the wrong hurtful people, or you're in the wrong place, the wrong environment, definitely listen to that, And I think the more and more you get away from technology and movies and shows and music and all that filler, and the more and more you sit with yourself and you just be with nature, the more and more you pick up on those energies, and the more and more you pick up on the energies of other people, the energy of yourself. And you could also help a lot more people too, because you're so aware of everything. Creation, why people do what they do, why you do what you do. And once you become aware of why you do what you do, you start to understand why other people do what they do, so you could help others more. It's a very beautiful thing. Alright guys, I gotta go. Have a great day. Have a great Saturday. Number 21. If you ever want to hear a good song, Forever 21 by Jack White. Forever 21 by Jack White. Especially the live versions. It's such an insane song. Jack White, Forever 21. Especially the Grammy performance. Alright guys, gotta go. Peace.